I hope you enjoy this lesson.
All right, we're going to talk about tuning down 1/2 step and what that means. For those of you that don't understand that, don't know how to do it, come be bored with me for a few minutes. I know that's boring to a lot of students because I teach this in person and many times, and it just seems to be boring to a lot of people, and it was to me too. But it is something you need to know how to do if you don't know how. If you don't understand the notes on a guitar, you need to know that too. I'm not recommending you memorize every note on every string on every fret. I don't have them all memorized either. You do need to have a basic understanding of the notes and in music, not just guitar, but in music. It will help you with understanding bar chords and understanding where you're at on the neck with your bass note of chords, and that's important. But to tune down 1/2 step, what that means is we're going to loosen the strings from standard tuning, which I'm in right now. We're going to loosen the strings down 1/2 step, meaning 1 fret worth of tone. Okay, if you didn't understand that, I'll say it slower. We're going to loosen the string until it goes down in tone 1 fret worth of tone. You might want to get a piece of paper and a pencil out and write some of this down if you don't know the things that I'm discussing, because you do need to know them. I'll try to make it as least boring as possible. String number 1 is E, open, if you're in standard tuning. Okay, also when you press in on fret 12, that's also an E. It's an octave higher. E, E. Okay, from E, we're going to loosen that string 1/2 step, which would be equivalent to going down to the 11th fret in tone. Listen to this. E, D sharp, E. That's close. It's not going to be perfect by ear, but I'm just giving you an example. From E to D sharp. Okay? Second string is a B. 12th fret, B. Come down to the 11th fret, hit it open and loosen it. That's going to be close. It's not going to be perfect. Okay? Third string's a G, open, G. Come down 11th fret. Listen to that note. Those of you that might be tone deaf, this lesson will not help you. But for the rest of you, G, listen to the tone of it and come down to F sharp. By the way, the B, we loosen B down in tone 1/2 step, which makes it an A sharp. Okay, we can do this with a tuner, and I'll talk about that during this lesson as well, and explain what kind of tuner you need. You need a chromatic tuner for the purposes of tuning to any alternative tuning. Okay, here's G. Let's loosen it down to F sharp. Gonna be close. D, 4th string D. We're going to tune it down to C sharp. 5th string A. I'm going to tune it down to G sharp. And E again, 6th string E. Tune it down like we did in string 1. That's going to be close. Then what I do is tweak it with a tuner. Okay. Now you're going to have a chromatic tuner to get in alternative tunings, and I highly recommend this one. This is the IntelliTouch tuner. Okay. You go to any music store and a guitar shop and tell them you want an IntelliTouch tuner. They'll run you about $50, give or take a few bucks. And they have some advantages. Number one, they'll tune any note in music, any note that there is. Now, If you have a tuner that's not a chromatic tuner, that means it will only tune E, B, G, D, A, and E. It won't tune all the sharps and flats. But you can go to any note with a chromatic tuner. And the reason I like this IntelliTouch so much is because it doesn't work off of the sound. It works off of the vibration in the guitar. It squeezes the end of the guitar up here. And when you strike a note, you can be talking, listening to music, it'll still pick that note up. With the tuners that pick up just sound through the air, you can't talk and you can't listen to music or watch TV or have anyone else talking while you're trying to tune your guitar. It'll mess you up. So it's worth the $50. But those of you that can't, pay $50 for a tuner, believe me, I understand. I didn't have one of these $50 tuners the first 20 years I played guitar. However, once you get close, by doing what I just showed you to do, you turn your tuner on and tweak it. I wasn't quite at D sharp, I was close. I nailed that one pretty good. And there we have it. Almost. Not sure why, but a lot of times the low E won't pick up very good on any tuner. Sometimes I notice that. If you do a harmonic on the 12th fret by touching, don't press it in, just barely lightly touch the string above the bar in the 12th fret, the bar toward the body of the guitar. Just barely touch right on top of that bar. Don't push it all the way to the bar. There's air between the string and the bar, but I'm just touching it. I strike it and move my finger to get a harmonic. It seems to vibrate better that way, and it'll pick the note up sometimes far better than it will if you just strike it open. Okay. Now, we're tuned a half step low. And a lot of songs require you to do that in order to play along with them. And there's a lot of artists that like playing a half step low. A lot of people, they play more at 1/2 step low than they do in standard tuning.
Got it? I got it.
Now, when I tune a half step low, I typically don't come up here and strike the note and listen to that. I did that just as a teaching tool. Typically, I'll just hit the E, reach up and just guess. I'll twist all 6 a little bit, and then I'll use the tuner. And the reason for that is this. If you strictly use the tuner on each string, you go from E, you hit it, you loosen it down, and you get it perfect at D sharp. Then you do the second string, you get it perfect, a half step low. You do every string that way. By the time you loosen all of these other larger strings, these are fatter strings, larger in diameter, what happens is it will throw off strings 1 and 2. They'll no longer be perfectly in tune, because when you loosen these big strings, these real tough, strong strings, it will make the neck a little different. You can't see it, but it'll move it just enough that it will throw off your other strings. So you have to go back and tweak. Don't just get it perfectly right, string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and think you're in tune. Go back and tweak them again.
Where's my helium?
Hey, I'm a friend of the headless guitar player. He wanted me to thank all of you for taking these lessons from him and subbing.
And I'm running out. I need more helium.
Let me introduce some other songs.
We